today I'm going to be doing a whole week of prompts from Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot. So I couldn't really do them once a day, every day. So I just I'm going to do them once a week, and I will do all prompts for the week, and I'll be releasing them every Friday. So I hope that you will come check them out. So let's jump right in. Our first prompt in Ethany's 31 Days is to do a 2-card reading featuring the energy and major lessons for the upcoming year. So I'm going to pull a card for the energy for the year from my Shimone or Kaimone, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, tarot. So we're just gonna do a quick little shuffle. Pull. So we've got the Empress, beautiful start. So our energy is tapping into the energy of the Empress. Excuse me, I'm blowing my card around. And I'm going to pull an oracle for the major lesson from my Oracle of Echoes. So our major lesson is limitless. How beautiful are those two cards together? So for me, the Empress is all about cultivating your world, and limitless just tells us that we can cultivate a limitless world. We are not limited by anything other than the limitations that we put on ourselves. So I think that's a really beautiful message for 2019. You can cultivate the world as you would like to see it. You are the master of your own creations, and your creations are limitless. You are not bound by what you can create in this world if you put your mind to it. So that is our energy and our major lesson for 2019. So next up, we're going to talk about the top 5 tarot decks of 2018. To be perfectly honest with you, I bought way too many tarot decks in 2018, so what I'm going to show you is the 5 that I was most excited to get my hands on. And the first one, and my most recent purchase, needs no introduction. It is the Victorian Romantic by Baba Studios. And this deck has been on my wish list for a really long time. It took me a long time to pull the trigger on this one. The images are gorgeous. I just wasn't really sure if it was a deck that was going to resonate with me and if I was going to be able to read with it. But I finally decided, really, I just had to know what this cardstock was like. I had to feel it for myself. That was really what it came down to. I'd seen the images. Yes, they're gorgeous. Yes, I love it now that I have it. But the main reason I purchased the deck was curiosity as to the Baba Studios cardstock, and I purchased this one and the Bohemian Gothic, and just, that was my Christmas present to myself. And now that I have it, I'm so in love with it. It's so gorgeous. The cardstock really is like everything that everybody said it was, and I'm so excited to have it in my collection. I'm not sure how I feel about the gilding, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm probably going to be one of the weird people who says that, but I feel like you do lose some depth and it kind of flattens the images out a little bit. So I'm on the hunt for a non-gilded one. But anyway, I love the deck. I'm so glad I finally pulled the trigger on this one and made the decision to get it. So it was definitely one that I was super excited to get a hold of in 2018. The next one is the Shimone or Kaimone. I'm really not sure how you pronounce that. This is just such a heart-centered and soulful deck. As soon as I saw the images, this is one I just knew I had to have. I was so excited to get it and to start working with it. It's a deck that I'm still working with very deeply right now, and will continue to into 2019. But it's just a gorgeous deck. It's an indie deck. I've edged mine in black, and it just really speaks to me kind of on a soul level, and it's a deck that I'm super excited to continue to dive deeper into. The next deck is the Tarot de Ozarks, which is a deck that I saw on Akasha Tarot Maps channel, and as soon as I saw it, this is like a deck that I just fell in love with it. I mean, how gorgeous is that? I love the images. It is by far my favorite Marseille deck now. My favorite pip deck. It has everything. If you can overlook these Christmas card or Christmas wrapping paper backs like that, yeah. If you can overlook that, it's pretty dang perfect, and I love it. The cardstock's not even that bad. I will probably reback mine. It's my favorite card. Anyway, yeah, it's just one that it's so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I'm super excited to have it, and I'm really glad I was able to get a hold of it. The next deck that I purchased, or actually, I am doing these in order of purchase, which is funny. As in my most recent going into my earliest into the year. So this next deck is, of course, it's Tarot of the She, and it's a deck that I purchased because I just absolutely love the artwork. Like, some of the faces are a little bit alien and weird, but oh, there's just something about this artwork, something about this deck that really speaks to me. And I have not worked with it yet. It is on my list to work with and to really dive into for 2019. But it's just gorgeous. There's just something about this deck that just really speaks to me. Again, kind of like the Shea Monet, but this one feels a little bit, I don't want to say darker, but a little bit deeper. Like, I feel like the Shea Monet is really heart-centered, where I feel like this is like almost primal. So I'm really excited to dig into this one into 2019. But it's one of those that I saw the images on it and they just like took my breath away. Just needed to have it. Not a fan of the cardstock, but you know, it is what it is. And my first purchase actually of 2018 was the Pagan Otherworlds. And this was a deck again that I kind of went back and forth on. Mostly, to be honest, because of the price, which is kind of funny looking back now because we just won't even talk about how much I've spent on some of my decks. But at the beginning of 2018, I had a pretty good budget and I was sticking to it really well. I kind of veered off course and hope to get back on track again. But at any rate, this was the first deck I purchased in January of 2018, and I love it. I use it all the time. It's just a staple. The cardstock is beautiful. The backs are stunning. I have not I've not actually edged any of these yet besides my Shea Monet, but I definitely intend to. But so there you have it, my top 5 tarot decks, just in terms of the decks that I was most excited to get my hands on this year, or I guess it'd be last year, 2018. Definitely not necessarily the decks that I worked with the most, but the decks that I was most excited to get a hold of, and most of them I do work with these two like all the time. Oh, I should say these 3. I apologize. These 2 I'm really looking to digging into deeper this year. So there you have it. There's my top 5 tarot decks. So now let's take a look at my top 5 oracles. So in 2018, I didn't buy near as many oracle decks as I did tarot decks, but I definitely have some tops of the ones that I did get. One of the oracles that I really have fallen in love with is the Oracle of Echoes, and it is just a stunningly gorgeous deck. I love the artwork. I love that there is light and shadow in it. It's beautiful. It reads gorgeously. It pairs beautifully with my Shea Monet tarot, which is pretty much why I got it. And it's just a gorgeous and very soulful and deck that's really full of depth. I just absolutely love it. So that is the Oracle of Echoes, and I'm trying to go a little bit faster because I have a lot of prompts to get through in one video. The next one is the Supra, of course by Usi, and this is just a fabulous oracle. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like it because I didn't get the book, and I still haven't gotten the book, but it is on my to-buy list because I think that I just need to know a little bit more. I mean, you could definitely read this deck intuitively, but I'm curious. I just really want to know more about, I love this card. I just really want to know more about, you know, what's behind these images and the thought that went into them. And yeah, it's just mostly curiosity. I read with it intuitively, so it does work beautifully for that. It is not the same cardstock as the Pagan Otherworlds, which of course you've probably heard a million times before. It's very slippery, but it still reads beautifully. I love it. My most surprising deck of 2018 had to be the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. I don't do angels. It's just not a thing that really resonates with me. But I saw the images and the artwork in this deck, and it just, like, look how gorgeous. Like, I just had to give it a try, even though it's usually not my thing. But this deck is very shamanic in its energy, and I really appreciate that. The angels are not overdone. They're actually presented as guardians, and it's a gorgeous deck. The artwork is stunning. I love the cardstock. It's that matte, just that beautiful matte cardstock. It's one of my favorite cards. Anyway, I was just, like, it reads beautifully, and I was just super surprised that that it actually resonated with me. I edged mine. Because it did have, you know, it had angel energy in it, but they really are more kind of guardians than angels, and that actually worked really well for me, and I love the shamanic energy of it. So this is a new one for me. This is the Empathetic Oracle, and I have not done too much work with this, but I love the images. I do have the Shamanic Healing by the same artist, and it is definitely one of my favorite oracles. And this is a gorgeous deck, and the few readings that I've done with it have been really beautiful. I've just done some single card and 2 and 3 card pulls with it, and they've been really gorgeous. The cardstock is matte, which is totally different because it's a shifter deck. And I hope that this is where they're going in the future, but I do hope that they give a little bit more consideration to maybe the edges, because my corners are all bent, and I would just trim them down, but it's gilded, and it's beautiful. I don't really want to trim it, even though I trimmed my gilded Marielle. Anyway, gorgeous deck. Love the way it reads. It pairs really well with a lot of my decks, and I really do enjoy the cardstock on it. It's a really nice change of pace for shifter decks. And my next little one is not really, I mean, it's kind of, it's an oracle, I guess. It's a Lenormand, and it's my 1989 Lenormand. Now, Lenormand is a new system for me, so that's something that I'm going to be working on really diving deep into this year. But these, like, I looked at a bunch of Lenormand decks, and generally I wouldn't buy Indie for my first deck, or for my first Lenormand. But these cards are just so gorgeous. I love the artwork. It's so beautiful. I went ahead and did it anyway, because even if for some strange reason that I don't end up actually, you know, reading Lenormand on a regular basis, I still really enjoy having this deck in my collection. It's just stunning. The backs are stunning. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous little deck. So there you go. There's my top 5 Oracle decks of 2018. So now we're going to take a quick peek at my top 5 tarot books. So for my top tarot books of 2018, I actually only have 3 to show you, and one of them is actually fiction, so I'm going to set that one aside for a second. So the first book is Tarot, or Untold Tarot, by Caitlin Matthews. It is a gorgeous book on Marseille, and it's beautifully written. I've really enjoyed reading it. I've gone back many times to look things up, to do some reference work, and just to really enjoy taking a look at, you know, some of the cards and the keywords, and just some of the information that there is in this book. It's a gorgeous read. It's a stunning book. It's beautifully put together, and it's not wanting to cooperate, but anyway, yeah, it's a book I've really enjoyed reading. I've actually come back to again and again throughout 2018 or whenever. Like, it just came out not that long ago, actually. So I haven't had it that long. I have not had it all year. But it's definitely one that I pretty much read cover to cover as soon as I got it. The next book is Tarot on Earth by Tom Benjamin. And this is such a fun, like, workbook. I've gone through it all, and I've done quite a bit of the work, and obviously I didn't write in my book. I don't know. I just have a problem doing that. Apparently I highlight, but I won't write in it, so figure that one out. Anyway, it's a gorgeous book. I really enjoyed Tom's take on reading Pip style decks, and it was a beautiful read. Gorgeous cover. Love the feel of it. It's like that kind of rubbery, I don't even know what it is, but it's gorgeous. Great workbook, especially if you're just, if you're learning pips or wanting to brush up on your pips. It's a fabulous book. So the last book I want to talk about is actually a fiction book, and I didn't see that wasn't in the rules because it is a book about tarot, sort of. It's a book, I don't know why I'm flipping through it because, it's a novel, so it's not like you're going to see any pictures. Anyway, this book kind of goes through the story of the creation of the first tarot, and also is being told through the point of view of, somebody living in modern days who's connected to all that. And I'm not going to really give a whole lot away, but I seriously just could not stop reading this book. It was fabulous. It was really well written. And guys, it's about tarot. Like, that is the main feature of the novel. It's not like a sidebar. It is about a tarot deck. It was fabulous. I really enjoyed it. So if you enjoy, reading about tarot in your fiction as well, I highly recommend this book. And so there you go. My, as I mess up my stuff here, those are my 3, because I didn't actually have 5 this year. So my 3 tarot books of 2018. So the last prompt for this week is your Stalker card in 2018, and I'm going through my Anna K here to find it because I did a lot of readings with the Anna K. This was definitely one of my most used decks of 2018. I think that might be a prompt later on, but that is what it is. Just being honest with you. Here it is, my Stalker card for 2018, the 3 of Cups, and in particular from the Anna K. So this card just showed up all the time for me, and I know, like, I was really focused in on work in 2018, and I probably should have focused a little bit more on, relationships and all of that. So I'm gonna be working towards that. Message received, and I will work on that in 2019. But this was my Stalker card. It showed up in a lot of other decks, but it showed up all the time with my Anna K. So there you have it, my Stalker card for 2018. So there you have it. That is the first week of prompts from the 31 Days of Tarot by Ethany. I look forward to seeing everybody else's videos. Thank you for joining me, and have a beautiful day.